Hello, guys and gals, and welcome. Just came off of a long night shift, still pretty tired, but I want to play some Diablo. No Mr. Nimoy today because Mr. Cody is with me, Cody Brody, who's staring at me right now. Cody, you want to come say hi to everybody? Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. I gotta hold up something like a treat. Hold on. Cody, come in, the Cody. Cody wants us a treat. Cody, come here. Come here, Cody. Come here. Come here, buddy. What's the matter? You shy? You don't want to say hello to everybody? He's lazy. He's a big monster dog. He's afraid you're gonna scare everybody away. You might scare everybody away. You are a big monster dog. He's the big monster. That's a big old monster dog. Come here, big old monster dog. Come here. Come here. Why you so big? The monster dog. The monster. Oh no, he's the old monster dog. There he is. This is a monster dog. This is a monster Cody. I just posted a video of him, and he was a big, little, tiny little puppy. He's not a little, tiny little puppy no more. He's a monster. A big, giant monster dog. Monster. Him's monster dog. If you guys haven't seen, I posted a cute little video of him when he was a puppy. He was much smaller then. A tiny little puppy. He is no longer a tiny little puppy. That's right. I showed you all for everybody to see on camera. That's right. They got to see your little snoots. What is the best class to farm runes? I mean, there's multiple places that you can go to farm runes, so you really want to go to high density zones. I don't really think there's objectively a best class. There are some very nice places you can go to farm runes, like for instance the cow level is a very nice high density area, so the Javazon tends to work very well for high density cow farming. However, there are better places to farm runes than cows because there are monsters specifically that have a higher rune drop chance. Like for instance, Arcane Sanctuary has lots and lots of ghosts and has a higher rune drop chance than the cows. It's not as high density, but there's definitely a very large number of ghosts. So you would take somebody in there who's very good at killing the ghosts. Of course, you can't kill the ghosts off the platform, so you want to make sure it's somebody who's going to kill them on the platform. There's also other zones that are very, very good for farming for runes. It really comes down to what zone specifically you want to farm for runes, and then basically make a character to farm that zone. That's the whole thing with the cow level, is the cow level is one of the best places to farm for a Javazon. So if you wanted to farm the cow level for runes, the Javazon is your go-to character. However, there are definitely other characters that can farm runes probably even faster than a Javazon, depending on the zone that you were specifically farming in. If you want more information on that, Antonio, I would recommend that you take a look at this video right here. That is my rune farming video, and I go over kind of like the finer details of why specific monsters have a higher rune drop chance, what those monsters are, you know, what zones you can farm those runes in, and so forth and so on. Believe it or not, a really good place to farm runes is Maggot Lair. There's tons and tons of those stupid little flying swarms in there, and the flying swarms also have a really high rune drop chance. And for specific characters, like for instance a Amazon who's using maybe freezing arrow or something like that, you can kill like freaking hundreds of those in like a half a second. It really depends on the zone you're in, the monsters you're farming, and what character you're on. For instance, my Godzilla does extremely well farming ghosts in Arcane Sanctuary. Cody, stop looking at my shoes. You bet not chew my shoes. Those are not yours. You got your own toys. Where's your toy? There's your toy right there. Go play with your toy. He likes to chew up everything inside. I've never seen a dog that picks up everything. And I mean everything. He picks up shoes. He picks up like a marker. He picked up the toilet plunger one day. He was walking around with the toilet scrub brush. He literally picks up pieces of paper, cardboard, like anything that he can put in his mouth, he picks it up and he walks around the house with it. And when he gets a chance, he goes off into the corner and he chews it to pieces. Choose it to pieces. Let me hop into Discord just so I can chat with people. I don't know if anybody's even online, but... And then I'll throw my game name. All right. On with the show. Oh, yes, before I forget. So a new feature has been added to YouTube. And I want to use this new feature. So if you guys are unaware, on Twitch you could gift memberships to other people. Well, unaware, you could never do that in YouTube. So YouTube is kind of behind the times on a lot of those features, and it's not really something that you're capable of doing on YouTube. Well, they recently added the ability to gift memberships. So, bink. I am going to gift 5 memberships right now. As far as I understand it, the memberships go randomly to different people. Also, they seemed to prefer people who have been here the longest. So those of you who have been here the longest probably have the highest probability of getting these memberships. I'm going to go ahead and gift away 5 memberships right now. So good luck to you guys and gals out there who, may or may not get one. I do believe that you have to accept it though. So it's going to pop up on your screen and it's going to say, hey, you've got to accept this membership. Do you want to accept this membership? Well, look at that. Derek C. got one. Randy Christensen, Mimi, Hungry Greek Mexican, and Paranoia 1312. Congratulations, boys. You guys can also gift memberships if you want to. Not that I'm asking you to or anything, but if you feel the want or the need to share a little bit of love, you certainly can. Memberships come with certain perks, so you do get access to a bunch of emotes. You also get access to exclusive membership badges. And there's also some perks specifically for certain tiers of the membership, like discounts to my merch shop and some other things. You'll see it on there. I believe the $100 tier even has my phone number in it if you wanted to chat with me directly someday. I can't remember if I set that up that way or not. I'm hopeful that Diablo 4 is not going to be like Diablo Immortal. I do understand and I do really see the negative feedback from Diablo Immortal. I mean, it's kind of intense. Most people can't ignore it. But I also understand that Diablo Immortal was essentially made by Tencent, which is the NetEase company. And not a good roll, unfortunately, on that Cerberus bite. So I'm hopeful that this Diablo 4 will not have those same horrible features in it. But who's to know? I can understand why a lot of people are, you know, dismayed, though. Because Diablo Immortal is pretty greedy, pretty greedy. Doesn't get much more greedier than like $1 million to fully upgrade your character. And you know what's weird is I watched the behind the scenes with Rob Gallerani, and Rob Gallerani understands game development. Like, he is quite possibly one of the best game developers I've ever seen. And I don't mean to like inflate his ego or anything, but when I watched that behind the scenes, I was extremely what's the term? Impressed with just simply his knowledge of and understanding on certain topics, like how hand-holding can be a bad thing. I mean, you'd have to take a look at the behind the scenes, but really he goes over everything and he talks about how, you know, like pointing everybody in the direction of an objective is not always necessarily a good thing. Telling everybody everything and so that they don't have anything left to figure out is not exactly a good thing, you know. And it's really obvious that he actually understands, like, you know, like mechanics and like what makes a game fun, and, you know, like putting together a puzzle and trying to figure out the answer to the puzzle. You know, it's like he literally even pretty much said, you know, he's how do I use this as an analogy? Like, imagine you had a puzzle, like a crossword puzzle or something, right? What's the point of a crossword puzzle? The point of a crossword puzzle is for you to figure it out, right? They don't put the crossword puzzle there specifically for the purpose of, you know, like just giving you the answers. They don't like straight up show you the crossword puzzle and go, okay, here's a crossword puzzle for you to figure out, and here's the answer to the crossword puzzle. You don't have to figure it out at all. We already pre-did it for you. It's done. Don't worry about it. We already finished the crossword puzzle for you. No, they don't do that. They let you try and figure it out. And maybe if you're stuck or something, you can like go to like the back page and like an upside down section, and, you know, you can like get the answers there if you want to cheat. But, like, you know, the entire purpose of the crossword puzzle is for you to figure things out and for you to have fun figuring things out. You know, it's a challenge, and games are no more or less the same way. They are a challenge. And when the answer is basically given to you, where's the challenge? You've basically told the person exactly what he needed to know. You know, it's silly. So Cerberus Bite rolls between 2 to 4 on the shapeshifting. So 3 is actually a pretty bad roll. It rolls between 60 to 120% on the attack rating. So 99 is a middling roll. It also rolls 1 to 2 on the Feral Rage. So 1 is a bottom tier roll. So it's not really something that I plan on keeping. If anybody wants it, I will be in game GGM 2, password 16. You're more than welcome to it. In fact, if you want to come in and hang out and bump up my players count for me so I can get some more EXP, that would be appreciated. I'm basically just running Diablo for EXP. In fact, if anybody wants these burning essences of terror, I've got 1 million of them because I've been farming Diablo like non-stop, like every single day. And so I just have an insanely large number of burning essences of terror. You guys are more than welcome to them. That Cerberus Bite on the ground too, you guys can have that. Also, I have this Ethereal Lacerator, which I would like to give away today to a Throwing Barbarian. So if you can come in here on a Throwing Barbarian, I will give it to you. It has to be at least level 68. So come in here on a level 68 Throwing Barbarian, and I will give this to you. It is a very, very nice piece of kit. Ethereal Lacerators are probably worth at least a low rune, if not more. just simply because they're pretty rare to come by. You can find lacerators all the time, but an ethereal lacerator is pretty rare. And this is a 206 enhanced. It's pretty close to the cap on the enhanced damage. So it's probably about one of the best ethereal lacerators you can get your hands on. Just, you know, if one of you guys are building a throwing barbarian and you'd like a really nice lacerator, like I said, just come in here with your throwing barbarian and I'll give it to you. Also got a homunculus here if anybody wants that. I'm always filling up my inventory with stuff, and I've got way too much stuff, so feel free to come grab some stuff. And if you want to drop me off some Thull runes and some perfect emeralds, I will certainly not turn them down. And there's a ring. It was actually a pretty decent ring find. And if nobody picks that stuff up, I'll pick it back up and put it in the next game. I also crafted some pretty decent gloves here. I got a dual life mana leech, crushing blow pair of gloves that could be good for a Blade Fury Sin. I've also got another life leech with dual res, strength, mana, life, crushing blow, which also could be very good for a Blade Fury Sin. And then this really sweet pair of 20% IAS, dual leech, crushing blow, res and resistance gloves. These are actually be really good for a Zealer or a Frenzy Barb. I'm going to go kill Diablo, and if none of that stuff has been picked up by the time I get back, I will pick it back up myself, because it's not going to stay on the ground. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, what's up, Mr. Doom Venom? My name is Doom Venom, the Venom of Doom. Watch out for the Venom of Doom. I've got some venom, so please make some room. Venom of Doom, TM. +2 pally with attacker takes damage of 17. Priest's Tiara of the Thorns. What an interesting piece of equipment. Blast bark. Pretty sure that's blast bark. I do not need a blast bark. What's up, Ryan? How's it going, man? Oh, just another day in paradise. And I forgot to play with the mice. Just another day in paradise. And they don't have no ice. They don't have no ice, my boys. No ice. Ring. What's with all these rings I be finding? That one's terrible. Javelins do in fact count as spears if the spears are being utilized as melee weapons, but not when they are thrown. When they are thrown, they count as throwing mastery. Hey, look at all this silliness. Berserker Splint Mail. Berserker's Axe. Eyes and Heart's Shield. It's freaking silliness. Hey, Thull runes and perfect emeralds. Oh my. Thull runes and perfect emeralds. Put them in the bank, bank, bank.
So last night I did Summoner for keys. and Duriel after.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just gonna go until I get one key, and I went 41 runs without one.
Just one more run till we go to sleep, boys.
But I hit the 1 in 115 for a faucet, and I got a min roll lightning. 3/3.
God, I saw a picture today. I posted it on my community page just for lols. And to make everybody cry tears of blood. It's like a picture of a stash tab that somebody mocked up. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Hey, let me show it on stream just so I can really make you guys jealous. Are you guys ready to cry? Like literal tears of blood? Look at this beautiful stash tab that we could have, but it's not in the game. Look at this glorious thing. It's just absolutely beautiful. Brings a tear to one's eye. A whole tear to one's eye.
I would pay money for that.
Make it a $30 expansion. I'll pay you $30.
I'd pay $30 for that.
$30 currency tab expansion. Hold on, let me pretend like it's actually in my inventory. Here, watch this. Now, somebody will like screen capture this and like share it over the internet and be like, "How did he do that?" Hold on, watch. That's right, boys. Let me get it just right. There we go. So you guys like my new currency tab? Look at that, Jank. That my new currency tab is sweet, isn't it? Isn't that new currency tab sweet? Yeah, boy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Swap over to my regular tab. Hold on. Then click back on my currency tab. Here we go. There we go. Get my currency tab up. Like I see, I got my keys in there. I got my little dusts. I got my little Jimmy limbs. That's my Jimmy limbs. Jimmy's, can't you see? That's just so sexy, though, to see all the gems like lined up like that. I would actually like really love to be able to collect chips and flaweds and regulars and whatnot, specifically for like up transmuting and things like that. I think that would be great. And the rune section up there, like I would probably have like 256 L runes, because I pick up every single rune. I don't even care. I think most people would pick up every single rune, though, wouldn't they? Like if they had a currency tab like this, they'd be picking up every single rune. Oh, I see you there, little mighted blood maggot. Dah. And give me all your potions. I think I heard an amulet drop. What the hell? I get distracted easily. What's up, Sharpfix? Diablo. Die, Diablo. Wow, that's actually not a bad wand. Every now and then you pick up a rare wand and you're like, huh. +1 necro, +1 lower res, +1 summon resist. It's like actually good skills, like that actually make sense. Instead of like +1 weaken, +1 bone wall. The blue monarch? Where was the blue monarch smoking? I didn't see one. Oh, the monarch of the ox?
I ID'd them all.
It was already ID'd. Before you even knew it. So how you been doing, Zane?
All right. I started playing Overwatch a lot more.
I mean, it happens.
I did get kind of used to the Overwatch 2 now after playing a bunch.
I haven't been back yet. I'm too busy with stuff all the time. I need time. I was reading an article the other day. It was a really weird article, and they were talking about how like money can't buy happiness, and they're wrong. And I was like, so it intrigued me, so I read the article. And basically, what the article said is that buying services usually makes you more happy than anything else because it allows you to have more time to do what you actually want to do.
Yeah, money buys time.
Yeah, so money buys time, and time makes you happy. But if you don't have time, you can use money to get yourself more time, essentially, by basically paying someone to do the service that you would otherwise have to do. Like, say, for instance, you've got, like, kids and a wife, and you've got to, like, mow the lawn and, like, help clean the house and take out the trash and all of this stuff. Like, if you paid somebody to do those things for you, you'd have time to go do what you wanted to do. And so you would, inevitably, you'd be more happy than you would be otherwise. That's how I feel sometimes. I'm like, I need more time. Sleep too. Like, that's another thing. Like, if you have more time, you can sleep more, which sleep is amazing. I mean, yeah, you can sleep too much, but still. Is it ethereal back to Corbin? Is it an ethereal back to Corbin? Never ethereal back to Corbin. Why you never ethereal? You stupid little who shall dull evil. I always think, like, how awesome some of these, like, these lower-level polearm uniques could be for, like, low-level mercs. If you ever found one in the ethereal form, but, like, they never drop ethereal ever. I did actually find something really good over the weekend, Brand Ludwig. I found this pretty ridiculous circlet. I think that was my best find over the weekend. This +2 assassin, 10% faster cast, 20 dex, 20 all-res circlet. Honestly, it's pretty sexy. I did find some other items too, like Homunculus, Nat's Helm. I found the Ethereal Lacerator. That was also a pretty good find. Trying to think off the top of my head. I also found a really nice jewel, a 15 all-res jewel with fire damage, which I thought was pretty cool. Could be nice for a exploding arrows on. Lawless Ruby. This is my my dream paladin, Marco. Yeah, I also use the blah 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 blah. The holy bolt spam as well from Principle. Is a 3BO helmet net worth anything, Zan?
Like just the base?
Yeah, it's just a white base with 3BO.
Not too much anymore if it's just that. You can make a delirium for a 5BO helm, but At this point, not really.
Not as good as a 6.
Not as good as mine.
Oh, okay, not as good as yours.
This lane ladder, it has to be either one for low level dueling, or it has to have like every stat on it. It needs shout, it needs battle orders, and like war cry or command.
See, here's the trade-off that I would offer Bond Villain. So if they really wanted to like say that the currency tab would make things too easy or something, this is what I would offer as a riposte to that, essentially. What I would say is okay. Well, I would be willing to give up one of my current shared tabs for the currency tab. Like, if they want to go that far and they want to be like, oh, well, you can't have your cake and eat it too, well, then fine. Take away one of my shared tabs and give me the currency tab. Because one whole tab of my shared tabs is almost always devoted to the currency stuff anyway. The gems, the jewels, the keys, the freaking dusts. Like, if you count up all of the items that I'm holding that could potentially be stored on one currency tab, like, it would equal up to one shared tab easily. So why not just trade it? Just trade it out. Just be like, all right, well, I'll just take away one of my shared tabs, and I will take the currency tab. I think most people would make that trade. I don't think anybody was even talking about loot filters, Bond Villain. Did anyone say anything about loot filters?
No, but I'd also take that.
I don't think we really need loot filters. I think that some items could be set to auto pickup without too much of an issue. Like, for instance, Scrolls of Town Portal, arrows, bolts. Like, if you're using a bow, there's no reason why you shouldn't be auto picking up arrows to your inventory slot. If you have a book of Town Portal and a book of Identify in your inventory, there's no reason why walking over a scroll of Identify shouldn't just put that Identify scroll into your book. Maybe even the same thing for potions, as long as your potion belt has that potion on it. Perhaps, I don't know. I'm a little on the fence on the potion thing because I like putting my potions on my belt.
Though the one thing that is nice, like the items on screen are capped at 32. It would be nice if you could increase that, but that's an engine issue.
I mean, I would have thought that would have been increased when they upped the game from 32-bit to 64-bit so that it could actually have more memory bandwidth.
I think it's just when they coded D2, it's kind of hard coded and they couldn't change it easily.
I know the other day I was messing around with the fireworks. I don't know if you saw my fireworks display, but one of the things I did was I switched back to the old mode, and I had so many things going off at any given moment that the monsters started to disappear from the screen. Like, if too many effects were on the screen at once, the monsters just kind of blinked out of existence until those effects were done, and then they came back. It was pretty interesting.
That can happen, yeah.
I still get good EXP from the champion packs, and like, so sometimes I'm stopping to kill the champions. It's actually worth it for now. Like the champion and the elite packs. But really only the champions. Like, everything else, like the regular monsters, gives me like crap at this point. The only thing that I'm worried about with a currency tab is like, how does it get stored in there? Because this kind of goes back to like real life, and like when you get paid, like like with direct deposit, like you never get to actually see the money, and so like you start to like almost not realize like how much money you're being paid, if that makes any sense. Like it's like a thing. Like you psychologically you like don't understand like what you're getting anymore because you've got it all essentially, just like set up for auto what's the term, auto deduction whatnot. So like I kind of want to have to put it in there. Like I don't want it to automatically go into the currency tab, and I want to be able to pull it out and play with it. Like I know that sounds pretty dirty, but I want to be able to pull out my runes and gems and stuff and play with them if I want to, especially for like transmuting and whatnot. Like somebody made a comment and they were like, I want it so that I can just like click a button and automatically do a Herodric Cube recipe. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I was like, we want the tactile feel of putting the runes into the cube and pressing the button. Like that's the half the fun of it right there. I don't want to get rid of stuff like that. I think that's part of the issue, is that they're afraid to go too far. They're afraid to go too far.
Found low resist and a multi-shot infector. That kind of hurt.
Nasty.
I need to get some more fire charms on here to stack.
All right, giving away 5 more memberships. I love this membership gifting thing, and I've been kind of like jonesing to give away memberships ever since I hopped off of Twitch affiliate, because I liked giving away the memberships on Twitch affiliate. So here, have some more memberships, guys. Badink. I wonder who the lucky winners are today. Alemnist. I haven't seen you on here in a while, man. You're lurking. Lurky lurker. To a Toff. Silent Knight. Congrats, Silent Knight. Elric Flatness. You are the Flatness. Bada bim, bada boom. Congratulations, guys. Now you can use some fancy GGM emotes. What's up, Brad? Oh, I'm using the wrong aura. I was wondering why nothing was dying. I'm like, oh yeah, you might want to use the correct aura. That would help. I see you killed a spicy Infector of Souls over here.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where the might's coming from.
It's it's an elite pack. It's nearby him.
Yeah, I can't see it.
That's when things get really nasty, is when you get like multiple elite packs.
Yeah, there was Infector, there's another boss pack with a might, and then there was another one, but I don't know where he is.
I think he's outside the arena. He's a floaty dude, flame finger, or a storm caster or whatever. I think they're called finger mages. I think that's their official designation. No problem. Enjoy it. It's just 1 month of membership, but you get some fun emotes and a little badge, and some other stuffs. Large Chammy. a salad. There's a salad here. There's a bow niff. A deuce shrewd. I really think they need to let armors, like rare armors, roll plus the skills, because the unfortunate side effect of there being like such good options for like body pieces, especially when you have +2 and +1 and like faster cast and all that stuff, is that unfortunately their rare armors just are not very good because they can't roll any of the good stuff on them. They can't roll faster cast. They can't roll plus to skills. They can't roll like life steal or any of like the interesting effects that a lot of the other armors have on them. If they changed it around a little bit and they made the rare armors have some more interesting modifiers, people might be more excited to pick up the rare armors late game. Like early game, like, you know, normal difficulty, maybe even into Nightmare, sometimes the rare armors can actually be pretty good. But like anything mid to end game, rare armors tend to be so bad that like they're not even considered as an option for players. I see you down there, Power Rangers. Come here. Go, go, Power Rangers. Well, that's the cool thing about gifting memberships is that, you know, like, say somebody gifted you a membership, you know, you could always be like, okay, well, I'll just like pass that membership on to somebody else. I was gonna do a membership anyway. So yeah. Unfortunately, unlike Twitch, you can't choose specifically to gift a membership to a specific person. I don't know why they didn't add that feature. I kind of liked being able to gift a membership to someone specifically, because you could do like little contests and stuff. And you could be like trivia questions, and then whoever got the answers correct, you know, you could shoot them specifically a membership. But can't really quite do that with the YouTube when it's just random. Like I said, it does. I did look it up though, and it does prefer older members, people who've been around for the longest, people who are more active. So like I've definitely kind of happy they at least did that, so that it's not going to like a brand new person who just showed up yesterday. You know, go to somebody who's been around a little while, who knows their new jank and their trivia, so to speak. And oh, it's a crown shield. What's that? Ooh, it sucks. Yeah, bunch of crap. Stop cursing me. And give me that small champ. Cold res 25% charm. Burning essence of terror. You finally got to level 75, Jason? Congrats, man. You're well on your way to end game at 75. Is definitely more toward the end game. Now go back to lurking and grinding. Lurker mode activate. Form of 2-8 off. Oh, fanaticism. What's up, mini Lord Decis? Ow. No, come back here. Stop sending all your minions after me. Ooh, you dropped me a lum rune. Well, thank you kindly, sir. I mean, I do have a really large number of those, but... Superior russet armor. Isn't somebody looking for a russet armor to make something out of? Because they wanted the appearance of the Balrog skin, but they didn't want the strength requirement of a Balrog skin. It's a theory. It's ethereal. 10% ED, level 25. It's the Gorgon crossbow. The Gorgon. The Gorgon. The usually worth 35k bow. Nah. Alumnus has the little Chinchilla hearts. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Do I like Korean food? I'm a kind of a picky eater. I mean, I can't really say 100% for certain whether I like or dislike Korean food. Although a lot of it looks disgusting, I'm gonna be honest. I do enjoy a good bowl of ramen, but that's more Japanese than Korean. Me and my girl sometimes will sit there and we'll watch like the videos of like Korean street food artists, like making Korean street food, and some of it is not so appetizing. I don't know. It's a little weird. It's a little weird.
There's too many mages and I couldn't find a Sace.
Oh, he's a little bit of a pain in the butt. Not even death. Weird amulet. What's up, Bone Dog? The thing with me is that I think my taste buds are just terrible. Like that's literally how I would put it. My taste buds are just terrible. Like, so I tend to focus more on the texture of the food than I do on the flavor of the food. So like food with a really nasty texture, like really is not for me. It's not for me. And that's my fault, you know, cause that's what I focus on is the texture. But I don't. It's not my. I can't really do anything about it. Can't really do nothing about it. God, so many ord runes. Oh, thank you, Crow Vision. I appreciate it, man. $4.99 from the Crow Vision. Just found your content. Keep it up, and I hope you get way bigger. Have a great stream. Trying my best. I got a whole monster doggo next to me that literally sounds like a monster. I should put the microphone up to his mouth while he's sleeping so you guys can hear his, like, guttural snores. Sounds like a whole monster. You going for 99 too, Zan, or are you just having fun helping me out?
I just feel like killing stuff.
Killing stuff and making it dead.
Would be nice to get a 9-9 eventually someday, though.
Yeah. I need to knuckle down and actually start grinding this out. Good luck. I find myself more often than not trying to balance out everything. Everything.
Well, it's kind of hard to make time for 99 in the first couple weeks of ladder before anyone kind of drops off.
What do you mean?
Well, like it's a lot easier to fill games early on, like the first couple weeks. Everyone just kind of drops off.
Oh. I don't know. I was messing around with it, and I just kind of like. I remember I looked it up, and I was actually like working out the numbers, and then come to find out it's actually more EXP for me to kill Diablo by myself. Like if I seal pop Diablo, or it doesn't even matter. Say we run Chaos, and we kill Diablo in an 8-man. Like I actually ran it by myself, and then I ran it in the 8-man, and I got more EXP running it solo than I did in the 8-man. And that was what actually started me on this journey. I'm like, oh, well, if I'm going to get more EXP from Diablo killing him by myself, I might as well just kill him by myself. And then if anybody wants to sit in the game, I can get more EXP from him, you know, like per person that's in the game. But like, the weird thing is I guess with the way that the EXP splits, solo Diablo is actually worth more.
I think it balances depending on your levels compared to everyone else's too.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it didn't really like make much of a difference. Like if I was in an 8-man's like solo and I killed Diablo, yeah, I got a lot more EXP than I do like I'm players 1 solo. But my experience has been basically that the EXP splits evenly between everybody. And for some reason or another, when you're in an 8-man, it splits everybody's EXP by 8. And it probably also has something to do with my level as well. But it was definitely like, I think it was like 15k less EXP running it in the 8-man than it was running it by myself.
There's a XP shrine on the right side here.
On it. What's up, Babablo? Greater Talons. Non-F. Some Bartucks, if anybody needs some Bartucks. Stygian Pilum is non-F. Bunch of junk, unfortunately. Trying to remember what another like good pack of level 85 monsters is. I can go kill with the CXP shrine real quick. It's got to be an 85 zone. Let's do a Arachnid layer real quick. I can get there pretty quickly before the EXP shrine wears off. Should be a bunch of above level 85 monsters in there that I can utilize this EXP shrine on. One of them will be cursed around watch and just like immediately take the shrine off me. There we go, there's one elite pack. There's another elite. I'm really just looking for the elite packs. There we go. Got a blessed aim elite pack over here somewhere.
I got that shield last night too. Should probably try and roll it.
What shield?
Just a white base, 44 res.
Oh, nice. Hoping for 4 or 3.
I don't know. I'm just gonna cube it and see what happens.
I really like the way they did the auto gold pickup too in Diablo. It's not overstated. It's not like Diablo 3's, which is like literally like a freaking like tornado vacuum that just like sucks up all gold within like a 300-meter radius of you.
And it bricked.
We got one. Number 16. What's up, Derek C? How's it going, man? I see that little Fallout logo on your little profile picture there. Don't think I don't see that little Fallout logo. And I see them little Chinchilla hearts, Silent Night. Congrats on getting your membership, sir. Couldn't have happened to a nicer fella. Man, look at all these elites over here. Every now and then the River of Flame, like little causeway area right here, is just like loaded with elites.
Yeah, the density and chaos is stacked today too.
I like to get in here and murder all the elites real quick. I just pinpoint them out and I just move on. The minions actually give good EXPs too still, but picking out all the minions is a little bit harder than picking out the shiny blue monster. Oh lord, they got my merc. Y'all some rudes. They pick on him so hard, I swear. They really do. Like, they really do pick on him. So many times I've been in the front of the pack, like literally just tanking everything, and they're just like, they literally will just walk right by me as if I'm not even there, and just like go straight for the merc to kill him. And I'm like, you guys, why are you like this? Why?
Yeah, I actually thought it's better for me to just pop Diablo for you and then go do no attack because he gives good XP for me and you get more from Diablo.
Well, I mean, you're level 93. You get good EXP from all this stuff, actually. Like, even
Yeah.
the non-minions are still giving you good EXP. Like, I could show you real quick, like, how terrible the EXP I get is from, like, a non-minion kill. So, like, right now I have 107,200. Alright, so let me see if I can kill just one monster here. Alright, so one non-minion kill, 107,200 to 1,700, 279. So I got 79 whole EXP for one non-minion kill. It's really, really bad. Like, to the point where, like, a whole pack of non-minions is giving me, like, a whole, like, whopping, like, 1,000 EXP. It's awful. And I imagine next level it's just going to get worse.
Yep.
My guess is that champions, because each tier up, so you got like regular monsters, and then your champions are one tier up, and then your elites are 2 tiers up, right? So like next level, the champions probably aren't going to give me any EXP anymore either. It's probably just going to be the elites. And then at 98, I would assume that at 98 I'm literally not even going to get EXP from the from any of the elites. So it's gonna literally just go to only like Diablo, Neilthak, and Bale, and that's it.
Pretty much. Yeah, I'm not too bad yet.
So like right now, I'm still kind of killing like the like Lord Dacey's Grand Visor of Chaos, Infector of Souls, like, and his minions, because they actually do give me good EXP. But like I'm pretty sure at level 98, I'm probably just gonna skip right by them entirely. I'll probably just go for the targeted kills. The 4-socket superior wire fleece, if anybody wants that. 510 defense. Not sure if anybody's trying to make anything. It's a pretty good base, though. Hey, my G-face. Uh-huh. G-fuss. Anybody need a G-fuss? It's a pretty sexy item for the people, so to put it, thinking to do it. I had this guy the other day on one of my videos. He started asking a bunch of questions about Blade Fury on my Blade Fury video. And so I started answering them. And then he was like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. I was like, that's totally something I was unaware of. And I said that in like the first like 2 minutes of the video. It was like literally, I think I pulled out a timestamp for him. And I was like, I literally said that at like timestamp like 3:23 or something like that. I guess sometimes people just want to comment on the videos. They don't want to actually watch them or anything. Even if it has the answers to all of their questions. I got so many terror burning essences. It's just too much. So many monsters. Stop cursing me. Balrog skin. Not even death. I am running Plague on a Paladin, Tim. It's really nice. I mean, I think Crescent Moon would be the objectively better choice for this particular character. But the really fun thing about cleansing is that if you run cleansing, you don't have to worry about all those nasty curses. You don't have to worry about all those nasty, poison effects. You can just basically like run by them and just laugh. Which is probably the coolest thing about running Plague on a Paladin. And you know, you also get the regeneration if you put 1 point into prayer, which is also pretty sweet. All these little champions over here. 4-socket man catcher with no F. Yes, the bonus healing from cleansing actually does transfer to prayer, or the cleansing. So the cleansing and the prayer do synergize, I guess is what I'm saying.
Just horked a double unique off this ace.
Nice.
One's a lightsaber though.
The Blood Rise Morning Star. And a Alder's helmet. We're certainly burning through these Diablos though, ain't we? Burning. Explaining my pet. I already have made a video explaining my pet, Keith. Here, let me link it to you. The Chinchilla video. I actually spent 23 minutes telling story time for chinchillas. There you go. Have fun, Keith. When you come back from your chinchilla journey, let me know what you think. Actually, just comment on the video. That's also nice. I also like the cleansing for my merc too, because quite honestly, the cleansing is just so sweet. Most of the time when my mercenary dies, and I think this is the same for most people, most of the time when your mercenary dies, it's usually because he's cursed with amplify damage or lore resistance, or maybe even decrepify, and or he's poisoned with some sort of god-awful poison. And so, like, one of the easiest ways to keep him alive is literally just throw some frickin' throw some cleansing on him. I actually would like to give him this sword so that I can switch to Crescent Moon, but I don't have any way to allow him to use a phase blade, unfortunately, because his dexterity is just so low. I might have to try and, like, work out a solution so that he can use the phase blade and I can switch to the Crescent Moon. Because it would have a really strong impact on the clear speed. Juvie juvies. I think I was trying to figure it out one time before and I could not. How to get him to be able to use the phase blade and the other items at the same time. He's got a lot of cool equipment. He's got Flickering Flame. He's got Spirit. He's got the Spirit Monarch. He's got 121 dexterity, and he needs 136, so he's short roughly, what is that, 10, 5, so 15, he's short 15, which is just, unfortunately, not something I can bridge the gap on. I mean, if I threw a perfect amethyst in there, or sorry, perfect emerald, that would only be 10, so he'd still be 5 shy. He's using Flickering Flame right now, which is I'm not taking off because that's just really awesome. I mean, the solution could have something to do with a shield, perhaps. I don't know. I think it's got to be the body piece. I just don't have any body pieces that have a large amount of dexterity on them. Yeah, he's fire. That Flickering Flame helmet is like his main DPS increase because it has the negative fire resistance on it. Oh, hello, Blue Dragon Eye the Unholy. What's up, buddy? Oh, you're a multi-shot. Alright. You're a dead multi-shot. One thing I was thinking was just craft him a Lionheart real quick, which I don't even think Lionhearts are that hard to make. What is that? Doesn't Lionheart have like 20 some odd dexterity on it?
One of those had a lot of stats, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Lionheart is the one with all the stats. I just don't remember if it's enough dexterity. It's got like strength and dex and a bunch of other crap on it. I think it's got vitality. Uh, 15 dexterity exactly. Look at that. It's a 3-socket. Hell foul. Should have hung on to that 3-socket armor I had earlier. Any random 3-socket plates laying around?
Probably have an Archon somewhere.
Oh, Archon. I just thought I'd look around and see if it was on the ground. It's actually the exact right amount of dex, so Lionheart would actually work. It also has 25 strength, 20 vitality, which unfortunately doesn't help him, but 50 all life, or 50 life and 30 all res. Could be an interesting choice for him. Just so that he can wield the plague, and then I can use the crescent moon instead. Let me see if I've got a 3-socket armor sitting on my mule too. I think I do. I think I do.
One thing I didn't account for, Conviction Infector with lower resist.
It's nasty. I mean, I have these Jeweler's Great Hauberk of the Whale sitting here. Not that I have a bunch of perfect emeralds sitting around to put in it. I was trying to see if I could trade them off and give stuff to the kinship, but it never really quite happened.
Wait, are you still in the last game?
I'm coming back. Just give me a second. I had an idea. Instead of Lionheart, I was going to do something else. So, yeah, we'll do this. That'll work. It won't exactly be the most amazing thing in the world, but it'll work. I can always rip the jewels out of this jeweler pate of the whale later if I want to. I'm gonna throw 2 co-runes in the. Actually, I don't have any perfect emeralds, so I'm gonna throw 2 co-runes in it, and then I'm gonna throw 2 fire facets in it, which I have sitting around, and that will give it 20 dex and some nice negative fire res, and that'll replace the FK Hagens, and then I can take the plague, put it on him. And I can put the crescent moon on me. And that should speed things up considerably. The only difference is now he has the cleansing aura, so I gotta keep him alive. These wizard spikes drop all the time, don't they?
Pretty often, yeah.
Alright. Yeah.
Drop the cube full of full juves at Stash in Act 5 if anyone wants.
Oh, I already hopped out of the next game. And I accidentally made the wrong number. Redo. Error creating game. Frickin' my Merc is wearing a frickin' J mod plate. Hey, at least they finally got some use. One of them. I would definitely recommend you throw a carrion wind on your Fury Druid. Are you a werewolf or are you bear? Because that makes a big difference. Because bears don't need stun, bears have shockwave. Shockwave is ridiculous. A coronet. Basically, think about it like this. If you're on the werewolf, Carrion Wind is a huge bonus because it gives you the nice little twister procs, which are stuns. And you can put a couple points into... what's the one? It's called Arctic Blast. Arctic Blast has a synergy increase for the stun duration of the twisters, which is rather interesting. And basically what it does is it allows you to increase that stun duration so that as you're attacking, you're also spitting out these little stuns, which will help you out immensely in survivability. Because you got to think, if you're in the middle of a bunch of monsters and you're trying to kill them all and you're shooting out little twisters and their twisters are stunning everything, it's going to be a lot harder for monsters to kill you if they're, if they're constantly being stunned. If you're the bear, on the other hand, the bear does not need those. He has shockwave. I wouldn't even bother if you're the bear. Because shockwave is just superior to the stun from the twisters in every way. The other thing here is that you kind of need cannot be frozen. So either you're going to be running a Ravenfrost in your other slot, or potentially you could be running something else. And you could run maybe like a cannot be frozen belt A really nice combo, believe it or not, for a lot of melee characters is the Death's Belt, Death's Gloves setup, which is pretty darn sweet. If you've never played around with Death's Belt, Death's Gloves, sweet, that's a really nice combo and gives you Cannot Be Frozen. You can also get Shrang's Belt, which has Cannot Be Frozen on it instead, and then you could run a different ring. But if you don't have Cannot Be Frozen, I would definitely recommend that you run Ravenfrost or any kind of Cannot Be Frozen item. Ravenfrost is just a no-brainer for melees, though, because it's like one of the highest attack rating rings, like bar none. It doesn't have anything to do with like the other stats on it. Even the Cannot Be Frozen. Like, if you take the Cannot Be Frozen away from Ravenfrost, it's still one of the highest attack rating rings that you can possibly put on. I mean, it has a massive amount of attack rating. It also gives you 20 dexterity. So you've already got, like, just an amazing amount of attack rating. I mean, you can see, like, if I take off my Ravenfrost, I go from 7,300 to 5,190. I mean, I lose a massive amount of my attack rating just by losing that one ring. And then it's got other nice effects on it too, obviously, like the Cannot Be Frozen, the cold damage, which helps give you the nice little chilling effect, and then you've got the cold absorption, which of course helps keep you alive. And while I was talking, my Merc died. He's like, "Stop talking, I'm dying over here." He's doing like the Indiana Jones thing, you know, like when she was afraid to pull the lever. And he's over there like, "If you don't pull the lever, we are going to die." Mesh boots. Boo. Devil Star. The many auras of the Merc. Got some halfway decent boots in town if anybody needs some fire resistance. My damage is so much higher now that I'm using Crescent Moon instead of Plague. That was a good swap. I lose a little bit of my regeneration, but yeah, it's worth it. Especially on the monsters that are immune to lightning that I have to break. Like, it speeds up the immune to lightning monster kills tremendously. Like Grand Visor of Chaos, for instance. Well, I'm glad I can help you out, Martin. Diablo 2 is definitely a love affair, I'll tell you what. You'd be like, "I'm never going to play this game again." And then, like, 3 weeks later, there you are, playing again. Singing songs like, "I want to love you all over. Over and over again." So, no spoilers or anything, but you guys have seen... pretty sure a dog just farted. You guys have seen Stranger Things, right? You guys saw the Hellfire Club shirt. The Hellfire Club shirt is this really cool, like, 80s kind of a shirt that you know, with like the looks like white with like different color sleeves. And the Hellfire Club is like a D&D club that was in the game. So they basically had this D&D club called the Hellfire Club, and they had their own shirts. And I thought it would be really cool to make like a similar themed shirt, but like with Diablo instead of the Hellfire Club. Call it like the Diablo Club or something. Have to come up with like a really cool design. What's up, Kyle? A vampire fang belt. A terrible vampire fang belt. Not even death. You guys will hear me laughing every now and then. Like, I kid you not. It's literally because Cody is just back here snoring up a storm. I'm not sure if you can hear him because I have kind of like a noise suppression, like canceling sort of a system so that it like automatically filters out a lot of background noise. But he is just back here sawing wood. And every now and then he lets out these like snorts. Kind of sounds like a monster in the woods or something. Them dang old monsters in the woods. I saw some Power Rangers down here. Power Rangers! Mighty Morphin Power Rangers! Not even death. War Scythe, non-F, Flanged Mace, Broad Axe. Crappy Jade Talon. I think my next character is going to be a martial arts sin. I just need to finish this first. I might even start ladder with it if that's what it takes. Certainly would be an interesting ladder starter character. On the one hand, if you start as an assassin, you know, like, you have certain advantages. So, you know, like, especially in a group, like, everything that has anything to do with assassin is probably going to get tossed your way because there's probably not going to be a lot of assassins. So, like, you'll get every claw, like, every, like, shadow skiller and like, stupid stuff like that, like martial arts skiller. Nobody wants that crap anyway, so you so you get an advantage, you know, like, that way. But it's also a little difficult to build an assassin, obviously.
Every good circlet at the start of the ladder is assassin.
Torches too, you know, like nobody wants the assassin torches. So, you know, you could probably pick up an assassin torch really early in the ladder for relatively cheap. You know, there's advantages to being the class that nobody wants to, you know, what nobody wants. That's how it works. What's up, Pat, in the chat? I mean, honestly, I'm thinking that the like a Phoenix Strike Assassin could be really, really fun with the changes.
Yeah, I was tempted to make one.
I mean, the Plague Claw makes it look really sexy now. Obviously, because the Plague Claw is like legit, just super awesome for that reason. Oh, thank you, I'll never remember. I've got tons and tons of videos, man. That Towels upgrade set was just one of 1,000 or more. I think I'm up to like 1,600 at this point. 1,600 videos. Maybe it's too many, some might say. Maybe I have put out too much content.
What do you need?
Gotta step out for a few.
I get comments every now and then on some of my videos where they're like,
Why would you make a video on this item? This item is useless, and your mom is a hoe, and you look like George Washington if George Washington was ugly.
and I'm like, well, dang, all right then. I mean, it's just a video on an item. You know, it's not like it hurts you. Did it physically hurt you or something? Like, did this video like actually physically hurt you? And my thing is my unique item videos do serve a purpose, even if it's a useless item. And I will be the first to tell you that there are a lot of items that are considered useless and do in fact have uses. But there are items in this game which I would consider useless, okay? I'm not going to lie about that. But even if an item is useless, having a video on it is still important. You know why? I'm going to tell you guys why. So basically how it works is when you're a new character and you're trying to have fun at this game, you want to know about the item that you found, okay? Maybe you're running along and you find a Blinkbat's form. And you want to look up this Blinkbat's form and you want to find out what the Blinkbat's form is about and what it can be used for and, like, you know, who it can be, who's the most, you know, person who can get the most use out of it. You know, that's the kind of fun stuff that Diablo is about, is literally like finding this really cool item and getting excited and going online and checking out this really cool item. And maybe he logs into the video and he finds out it's not really that great of an item. But that's fine. Because now I have got him in my web, so to speak. You know, he's now found my website, and he now sees that I have videos on all the items that he might be interested in learning about, right? So now it's not a matter of, you know, is this a good item? It's a matter of, hey, let's go check and see what this item could be useful for and whether or not I could use it. Or maybe I could give it to my buddy. You know, maybe my friend could use this particular item. And then you start to realize, hey, this item does have value if it's in the right hands. And that's where things get really interesting, because a lot of items have very niche uses. So to find out the individual niche uses of an item, you've got to do a little bit of research. And you very quickly go from, oh, this item sucks, to, oh, that's the item that's really good for such and such class. Hey, my brother's leveling up that class. I should give it to him. And your whole entire outlook on the game starts to change. And, you know, like I said, eventually you do come across items that are garbage, but that's fine too, because, you know, if you look up a garbage item and you end up at my YouTube channel, then that's fine as well, because then you'll start to learn more about the mechanics of the game and understand what those mechanics are good for. Unless you've been playing the game for like 22 years, and then, you know, then you probably already know everything, and maybe you're just here for comfort. But like, look here, sir. like the guy who watches Friends, you know, for like the 17th time in a row, like back to back. I'm literally rewatching MASH right now. MASH 4077. I love that show. Although it does get a little bit political toward the end, but it's a very, very funny show. And if you didn't know this, Disney bought out the company that owns MASH, right? Which means that Klinger is now a Disney princess. So congratulations. Hey, a dragon shield. I wonder how much absorption it has on it. Let's check the absorption on that. Oh no, this is Tiamat's Rebuke. Tiamat's Rebuke. Not super interested in Tiamat's Rebuke. I'll take that Thor though. I will take the Thorun. I did make a Venom rune word video. I did a rune word on every. I'm in a video on every rune word. And the funny thing is, Shady, is that, you know, like, there's a lot of things that have changed in 20 years, so there is a lot to learn. It's always fun. Like, when I was watching anime on a regular basis, one of the things that I noticed was that, you know, if you watch the anime, like, every week, like, you know, like, every time they come out with a new episode, like, it's kind of, like, just terrible torture. So a lot of the times what I would do is I'd stop watching the anime for a little while, and then I'd come back to it after, like, you know, several months, so that I could binge watch.
Can you hear me, David?
So I could binge watch, you know, like, several episodes at a time. Yeah, I can hear you, Teddy. That way I could binge watch episodes. It's much more fun to binge watch episodes than it is to, like, get spoon-fed one episode at a time.
Hold on, I'll tell him. You want to hear a story?
A story?
So, he's obsessed with this little Beats pill guy that I have. You ever seen him where you put the pill in the mouth and it looks like a little guy? Like a funny dude.
Oh, no. My work, sorry. Yeah, I think so.
So, you know, I'll put my phone on it or something so he can run around and listen to Yo Gabba Gabba or something. So he's got like a surround sound, you know, boombox thing. So he told me he wanted to do it earlier. So you're on YouTube and he can hear you on YouTube. So you started telling the die, and he's like repeating everything about what you were saying. Now I'm trying to remember what you were talking about.
What was I talking about?
It's a die. He knows that word because of the lady that ate the spider,
Oh.
that swallowed the spider. And it says,
I remember that one.
he's just learning to talk. He's listening to you, and he's like repeating.
That rhyme was
You were
always
talking about something.
that rhyme was always crazy. It was the woman was eating some porridge or something, and then she accidentally ate a fly, and the fly was buzzing around in her stomach. And then she ate a spider to get the fly, and then she was worried that the spider was in there, so she ate a what was it she ate to get the spider? Was it a lizard or something? And then she ate a cat to get the lizard, and then she ate a dog to get the cat, and then she ate a lion to get the dog. And by the time she was finished, she was like as big as a house. And then she ate an elephant to scare the lion out.
Oh, and this one she ate a horse. And she said, and it says she's dead, of course, because she ate a horse.
Let's see if he likes this one. A horse is a horse, a horse of course. A horse is a horse, of course. Unless the horse is Mr. Ed.
If I can get it right before y'all pop it, I come down here and like all the champions down here die.
Yeah. Multiple
But you
people can participate in the seal popping. That's one of the cool things. So like everybody has their own kind of radius around them for the seal pop during that time period. So like you can go down there and just like teleport around real quick and everything dies. They always gotta hit me with that lower res and the amp. Lower res and amp, lower res and amp.
The challenge. Yeah, I'm gonna go here and eat in a second, but I wanted to get on and tell you that it was just so cute because he was walking around, just repeating like the whole thing that you were saying. I gotta go back and stream now because I don't remember what you were saying.
And I'm on the
Something
beat.
about that.
I'm on the beats pill.
Yeah, you were. Now you're talking to me on Discord, so let's kill Diablo.
Why does the frame rate suddenly drop in Diablo 2 Resurrected? I don't know. The frame rate stays pretty steady for the most part. I
Everybody
mean,
looks at frame rate.
if you look at my fireworks video, I was literally putting out like thousands of effects all at once, literally to the point where monsters started disappearing off the screen, and somehow I was still at like 20 FPS. Like I was really quite impressed.
Like back when you couldn't have a necro without pissing everybody off because you'd walk in with all your minions and.
Yeah, they brought it down. Like it's not as bad as it used to be. You used to be able to do like 30 skeletons and like 30 skeleton mages, and then like your massive number of revives. They cut it in half and they increased the DPS on them so to kind of work it, like even it out. So now instead of 30-30, it's 15-15. Bunch of junk from Diablo today. Got one set roll and it was an Angelics.
Wasn't bad. Wouldn't say it was nothing. Everybody's like, "Oh, I did 500 Diablo runs. I got nothing."
I don't know. Out of 6 items, he dropped one set. That's the lowest. That's the lowest roll because it's unique rare. It's unique rare set magic. So set is like the second lowest.
Roll triple magic.
We rolled 5 magic one set, so it was a pretty bad drop.
We got to get that one that's 6 unique from the super chest. That would be nice.
I mean, I've seen before, literally, where Diablo's died and he's dropped 6 uniques, and it's not always good uniques. Sometimes they're absolutely garbage uniques, but it's 6 uniques, and it's a really nice roll for drops. Like if they had actually been good bases, we would have actually gotten something nice.
The game gives you 6 unique. You complain that they're all crap. These are the crappiest uniques I could have gotten.
Here's a unique breastplate. Here's a unique club. Here's a unique club with a nail in it. Here's a
Here's 3 of the same item. Here's 2 Eisenharts.
So, believe it or not, you can't get more than 1 unique per game. But there is a loophole. And the loophole is that if the same unique drops from the same monster, you can get multiple of that unique. So, like, say, like, the unique breastplate drop, which is the Venom Ward. Like, if Diablo dropped 6 breastplates and they all happen to roll unique, you could end up with 6 Venom Wards.
Ooh, you'd be like, jackpot, I could buy a lot of things.
Ooh, look at that, 6 Death Wards.
I took a picture one time I had 2 Berserkers helms, or 2 Berserkers hacks, within like 3 feet of each other.
One time we had 3 Eisenhart breastplates drop from the same monster. That was amazing. And then another time we literally had like a full Saigon set drop from Bale. Like it was literally like Saigon's boots, Saigon's helmet, Saigon's armor, Saigon's shield. Like, and it was like all from Bale on 1 kill. And we're like, oh look, he dropped us a full Saigon set.
Well, that should be a thing. Like, you should be able to kill a monster and they drop like the whole set. Sometimes, like just as rare.
Look here, in fact.
Because then you hit Taos and you'd be like, oh sweet, Taos whole set.
That would be kind of insane.
All right, well, I'll come find you, whatever game you're in a little bit. We'll go eat. I'll come back and get you.
All right, I'm running around.
All right, come on.
Diablo. Some Sanders, a knife, not ethereal, a bearded axe, not F. 32. Have I ever gotten a full set? I've gotten plenty of full sets. Not from one monster, though. Not from one monster. Let's do another roll. Boom, boom, boom. Bink. Boom. I need one amulet, Jamila. Come on, sexy, sexy amulet. That's what I need. Just put it in the bank. Come on, sexy, sexy amulet. Put it in the bank. That's not it. Wow, level 95 too. Sometimes they give you these rolls and it's just like, okay. Now you're going a little loco. What's up, Jason? What are you doing there back there, Cody? Taking a break at work. Well, thanks for slacking off and watching my stream. Promoting people to slack off at work everywhere since 2020. Stop being rude. So I'm thinking about this assassin that I want to build, and I mean, Plague Claw is a must, I think. I don't know if I really want to go with 2 claws, though. I kind of feel like I want to see if I can build like a shield claw setup. I just don't really know if I want to build dual claws. I don't know. Have I done much with a boson? I've played with bosons a lot. Bosons are definitely interesting creatures. I definitely enjoy the freezing arrow boson, as well as the exploding arrows on. It's very interesting setups. Physical Zon is kind of expensive and requires some pretty ridiculous equipment. I mean, you can play them, but it's just I don't know. They're weird. The amount of plus off-weapon ED you need to make them worthwhile is kind of insane. I'm actually really fond of the dual fire and ice setup. Basically, what you do is you run freezing arrow and exploding arrow together, and you swap back and forth as needed. You can also run, believe it or not, you can run freezing arrow and lightning javazon. There's actually a couple builds out there for that. It's a pretty interesting swap 2 setup. So basically what you do is you're utilizing your freezing arrow on one weapon set, and then when you swap to your other weapon set, you have your javelin and whatnot, and so you're swapping back and forth between lightning and ice, which is a pretty nice little fun setup. And it's not too point heavy either, because you can pretty much cap out freezing arrow with 40 skill points, which isn't too terribly bad. I kind of want to check this cryptic axe. ID scroll sitting around anywhere.
I can't carry anymore.
Garbage. It's a bit of dang old garbage. You know what? Might as well make 2 caster ambies real quick, just for lulz. I got 2 rowels sitting around. Free up some of this inventory space.
What do you need?
What do I need, she asks. But it's pretty bad. You're all for stackables, huh? How about uncrustables? Are you for uncrustables? Gloom Drool. What's up, Gloom Drool? No teleporting away from me, sir. No, 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 no. Get off my merc. You rude. Heckin' rudes. I mean, it all depends on what level you are, Jason. Like, when you're low level, you can pretty much just socket a bow with gems, and you can do pretty well. It's actually a pretty common tactic, is basically just to find yourself a nice 3, 4, or maybe even 5 or 6 socket low level bow, whatever the highest socket count you can, and then you basically just fill it with lightning, fire, or ice gems, or all 3 even. And the goal of that is just to use your multi-shot to apply that elemental damage out as much as possible. But when you get to higher levels, it's not plausible, because the amount of elemental damage that those gems do isn't enough. But at low levels, especially from like level 1 to all the way up to like level 30, you can pretty much just rock a multi-gemmed bow like the entire time, and it will do you just fine. firing like multi-shot and things like that. The only real problem with it is mana cost. So, you know, obviously if you're not dishing out large amounts of physical damage, you're going to have a hard time stealing mana back. So you do tend to have some issues with mana recovery rate when you're running stuff like that. Any good finds yet? I don't know, maybe.
Had a couple almost good ones.
I mean, when you get to 30, things like Freezing Arrow open up, and it really helps out a ton. Believe it or not, cold damage does transfer into Freezing Arrow the same way that fire damage transfers into Exploding Arrow, and it is very helpful to those particular builds. Freaking swarming infector of souls. He's such a swarming swarmer. I mean, with Lord Decease, it's easy. You just spread them out a little bit. Like, it's all you got to do is just not walk directly on top of Lord Decease, and his army just kind of spreads out. Then you can just teleport on top of his head. It's all about timing. But since Infector of Souls always spawns extra fast, you really can't like spread out his army. They just group on top of you and raffle stomp.
That's what the barb's for.
Alright, another Nat's Helm. Let's check and see if it's better than ours. So ours is 248, 18, 29, 11. Defense is way worse on this one. Dex is same, strength is worse, resistances are slightly better. Yeah, it's pretty garbage. Omni Dragon, you finally got to level 75 on your summon necro. Nice. You want to come play with us? Oh. We're in hell killing Diablo. Diablo Jones. Diablo Jones. Why do I feel like Diablo has one of those names that's like he'd be really embarrassed for us to learn? Like his middle name is like Bartholomew or something. Get a look at Diablo's like ID card and it says Diablo Bartholomew Jones. Or Diablo's mom was a hippie and he has like a really weird name, like the middle name like Sunflower or something. Another Sharktooth armor? We literally just had one of those drop from Diablo not like a second ago. We seem to be on
Not too long ago. There was some person who named their kid Odin that I met.
Odin's son. That's great.
Wow.
Oh, you got smacked down. What was that, Larry Decease?
Yeah, just finesse a big pack. No shield on.
Oh god. They got my mercenary. Frickin' amp damage. This is why having the freaking plague sword on you or your mercenary is just so nice. Amp damage is gone in like a fraction of a second.
Yeah. For real safety, I should be using the a merc with the lawbringer.
A sacred globe. Sacred globe, a Shaco. We almost got a Shaco. Let's see what our almost Shaco is. Oof, the Havoc Brow. The Brow of Havoc. Unleash the Brow of Havoc.
Greetings.
Ooh, hello there.
One thing I don't like about D2R is name lock doesn't really work.
Name lock? You mean clicking on somebody?
Yeah, like I could be trying to attack something, and then another monster walks in front of my cursor, and it just switches target to it.
Doesn't normally do that for me.
It happens sometimes, but I don't know what causes it. One of the earlier Ubers, I was trying to target Bale, and the ghost just kept taking my click off him.
I have noticed that the what's that called? The quick skills don't lock. Which is one of the reasons why you see me like not using them on occasion. Like there's situations where the quick skills lose their lock like really easily. It usually involves some kind of like tomfoolery while you're trying to hit the monster. Like if all you do is like click on the monster with the quick skill, it seems to be okay. But if you try and do anything else while that, like drink a potion or like do other things, like I've seen it just like disengage. So I usually have my main skill on my bar, whatever my main skill is. Like if that's the one that I'm trying to target lock the monster with, then I keep that on there.
I found multi-shot gloves, but you already have a level 3, eh?
Yeah, I got level 3 with 20% IAS.
These are 20 with 12 strength and poison res.
They might be better. Let me link mine and compare. I'm just gonna keep trading them up until I eventually find like a perfect pair. Don't know if my chat even works. Those are mine. Dire clutches.
Yeah, these are better.
What's up, Diablo? Some Viper Knuckles. I can't believe how much damage Diablo does, even with like maxed out resistances sometimes. I think it's because he can crit, obviously, and like he has high rolls and low rolls, and so like people underestimate him because he has these low and high rolls, but then eventually he crits and high rolls, and it's like, oh, okay, ow, that actually kind of hurt. No, 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 no. Here, let's compare these two gloves together. Some more defense, but they're demon hide gloves. And obviously the gauntlets could be upgraded one tier. Strength is definitely better. Neither one of them really has good resistances. When 10 and 15, they're both really low. Same charges. Yeah. I think yours are better. I'm gonna drop mine in town if anybody wants them. Finally got your first Aki, about 350 Andy runs. Nice chromatic. Hopefully you got some other items while you were running those 350 Andy runs. Sometimes people focus so much on, you know, getting one particular item, they forget about all the other cool stuff they get along the way. I mean, Andy has some pretty sick drops too, so I imagine you probably got a lot of nice stuff. Rings, amulets.
Everyone makes fun of Bug Duriel, but he's actually second best for SOJs.
I make fun of him because he never gives me anything good.
Because you don't have quest bug on him.
Quest bug or not, he'll still give you 6 scrolls of Town Portal. And he's done it to me so many times, I can't even count them.
Well, he
Yeah.
does that because you're not quest bugged.
Even quest bug, he can give scrolls of Town Portal.
Yeah, you average one per kill with quest bug, but he can drop up to 3.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure I've seen somebody do him on quest bug and he still dropped 6.
Well, it's possible, but it's extremely rare.
He's saying that, but I've seen it so often. So very often. Even on quest kills.
Like, I mean, I get more uniques from him than I do portal scrolls on average.
Like, literally, there was one time we were literally walking Duriel, so it was obviously our quest kill. And we killed him, and everybody just kind of stood there and laughed because he dropped six scrolls of Town Portal. Nothing else.
Okay, I will show you. Actually, I'll have to gear swap. I need, like, my MF gear on, but...
He's a pain in the butt to farm anyway, because you gotta find the Arcane Sanctuary first.
Yeah, I'd only do it if I have the quest bug and I'm farming H keys anyways. Because if once you can do H keys, like, it takes 30 seconds to get to them if you know the maps.
I've never had Duriel be easy to get to. I mean,
There is
if you're running H keys, then yeah, I guess you're gonna find him anyway. So I mean, I guess that you could always go into the tomb, but tombs are a pain in the butt too. Sometimes it's right there by the entrance. You get lucky.
It's actually left of the entrance. Well, the orientation, like, there's 3 paths, and it's the leftmost one.
I mean, there's another good monster to farm in there too. It's Ancient Ka the Soulless, but he's like, you might as well just give up on him because he's impossible to find in any kind of timely manner. Yo. Got a ESP shrine here this time. I think about the only good thing I've heard about Duriel is literally he drops assets at a higher rate than other bosses.
Yeah, with 600 MF, he gets like 1 in 115 for any facet.
Yeah, but
And
I've tried to farm Duriel for a while and it never works out. And I never get anything good from him.
yeah, he's not the best unless you want to target farm facets, and he's also best for Geeds, slightly better than Andy.
Like
Actually,
even Like, even when I do my unique item videos, if Duriel is like the #1 for an item, I'm literally like, don't farm him. Don't do that to yourself.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely not the best to farm unless you really need a specific item. But the problem is, you would farm him for specific items in single player, but he can only be quest bugged in online.
Yeah, but doesn't it require 2 players to quest bug him?
Yeah, you need someone that has completed the quest to rush you, and you have to be in town.
If they just fixed his loot table, he'd be fine to farm. It's obvious that somewhere along the line they decided that he needed to drop Scrolls of Town Portal in case people got stuck in there. Which I don't even know why they did, because it's stupid.
That is why he drops it, because at one point there was a bug where you did get stuck in there, and
I know, but they need to fix it now. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, there's no, and there's especially no reason for him to drop 6 Scrolls of Town Portal. Like, one maybe, 2 maybe. Like, I could maybe see 1 or 2, but like, there's no reason for him to drop 6. Everybody doesn't need their own portal. You can share, okay? This is the economy portal time. You know, we do portal pooling. What build am I gonna do for next season? I was really thinking about doing an assassin next season. Could be interesting to do a phoenix. If I don't do it this season, which I might even do it this season. Who knows? We'll see. I built a martial arts assassin one time before. I believe this was before Diablo 2 Resurrected. And this was before they changed everything.
okay, I posted his drops.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that eventually he will get some good drops. It's just that I'm saying that the majority of the drops, whenever I farm him, are usually trolls. It's like, if you farmed him 100 times and he drops something good like 2 out of 100, and that's not really impressive. He more often than not drops garbage. It's not even just the Scrolls of Town Portal. He also drops piles of gold, Scrolls of Identify, arrows, bolts. Like, I've literally seen him drop not even just Scrolls of Town Portal. One time he literally dropped 6 piles of gold.
Yeah, that's because of like, if a boss is quest bugged, they cannot drop gold or any of that junk. It's just he drops teleport scrolls because he has it hard coded in.
What do you need?
I don't know. You're all probably also not going to ever see me with a quest bug character for Duriel, because I don't G-rush.
What's the game name now?
We're on 39. Making progress. Almost at half to 97. How much attack rating is max for a small charm? I think it's 30?
36, I want to say, for single roll.
Do I have a max AR? Are you talking about like with max damage and AR, or are you just talking about AR by itself? I've seen a Grand Charm go as high as like 100 and was like 130. It's kind of insane. A specific place to shop for a teleport staff? Yeah, you can shop for a teleport staff in normal Act 3. That tends to be the best place from Drognen. I mean, it's not like the perfect place because I think it also depends on your character's level as well. Another wizard spike. But basically, if you just run back and forth in between town and Drognen, you can usually find a teleport staff pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's good to do it on a character that's less than level 24, because then the staffs that spawn it, well, it's not the only mod, but it'll be red, so you can't equip it.
Yep, Triangle Langs. You got a 20 HP, 32 AR small charm. That's pretty nice, Michael. 32 AR is actually a lot of attack rating when you get it multiplied out by your skills. Once you have factor in things like enchant and like your skill AR and maybe like weapon mastery and stuff like that, or claw mastery, that 32 AR can very quickly turn into a hell of a lot more than 32 AR. And having the 20 life, which is the perfect roll for life, having that 20 life on there is also very nice. It's an EXP shrine.
Yeah, your enchant mark hit me from like 3 screens away.
Mm-hmm.
That's some crazy range.
I mean, it's a castable skill, right?
Yeah, but the detection from enchanting me 3 screens away from him.
Yeah, and your barbarian can multiply the HP as well, which is also very nice. Gotta grab that XP shrine. Is a good point about farming the H keys, though. If you're already farming the H keys, you already have Duriel's location, so.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. Like, you do have to learn the maps, but it's worth farming if you have them quest bugged. If you don't bother.
I think about it differently. It's just like if I'm not farming H keys, it's kind of like a waste of time.
Yeah, it's more like a single player thing, but for online.
Mm.
Because hell, Andy can't drop facets, but he can, and he's also the best for them. He also is the second best after Nightmare Matt or Nightmare Andy for SOJs. It's like 1 in 1700. He also drops Maras and High Lords at a very good rate too. And I think he's also like 1 in 1400 for Talzami.
All right, Jason, you have a good night, man. What's up, champions? Cool thing about the enchant merc is you only need one. He'll just enchant everybody. That's his whole job. Sits there and enchants everybody all day long. While he's singing a song. Yeah, I'm showing a little bit of drop frames, John. Not really sure what that's about. Hey, look at those freaking unique level drops. 1, 2, 3 uniques and a rare. Some pretty nice drops, even if they were bad bases. Chainmail, crappy. Short battle bows, crappy. Twin X is kind of okay-ish. For like a Lobby Druid. I don't know if any Druids actually need that. Everything else is kind of meh. Yeah, it's really weird. It shows that I'm sending 11,000 kilobytes, or my bit rate is 11,000, up to 13,000. It keeps spiking, and I don't have it set that high. And it's telling me that I'm dropping frames, and that my connection speed is red, despite the fact that my bit rate is several thousand higher than what I set it at, which is kind of strange. Not really sure what's going on there. And then every now and then it returns to green, and it goes back to the bit rate that I set it at, which was 7,000. Do 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 do. Blood fists. It's always nice to have some blood fists. I forgot that Duriel drops essences. I never have his essences. How much MF am I running?
What do you need?
What do you need? What do you want? What do you need? What do you need? What?
Wish there was a cube recipe to turn D keys into H or T.
Like a 2-to-1 recipe or something. Ooh, that's sexy. 12% faster hit recovery Grand Charm with 114 AR.
Not bad.
Just the nice little combination of both of those is great for melee. I can't even click on your monsoons. I don't know what the hell that is. What's experts? I hate it when it doesn't let me actually do anything. The chat has been so buggy since launch. I really hope one day they actually fix it. Oh, maybe I forgot to click on one of the seals.
You forgot your boss.
Oh, is he still alive? Poor guy.
Yeah, you didn't hit the seal.
Poor guy. I was too busy looking at that charm I found. The sexy smexy charm. Smexy. What kind of content would I support being added to the game? Anything that doesn't fundamentally change the game. Like, think about like if you had a dinosaur, right? Okay. And the dinosaur is a T-Rex. Alright. Anything you want to add to this T-Rex that doesn't fundamentally change it as a T-Rex, I'm fine with. Like, you want to put, like, laser beams, like, on top of his head so that you can see where he's looking? Sure. You want to throw, some Nikes on his feet so he can run faster? Sure. Like, you wanna do, like, anything you want to do to the T-Rex, I'm cool with. As long as he's fundamentally still a T-Rex. Like, that's basically my philosophy. So, Diablo 2 Resurrected has to fundamentally stay the same. Any change can be added into the game as long as it fundamentally does not change Diablo 2 Resurrected as a game. So, like, added stash tabs isn't going to change anything. Adding more stash tabs is not going to fundamentally change the game. Adding more character slots is not going to fundamentally change the game. Adding in a kind of an interesting transmog system that utilizes the existing things in the game. Not creating new cosmetics, but just using the existing cosmetics that are currently in the game, that have always been in the game, would not change the game fundamentally in any way. You know, there's a lot of really cool ways that you could add things into this game, like a currency tab. I don't feel like a currency tab would fundamentally change the game either. $150% is a decent amount of magic fine. It is. I would try and shoot for 200 just to be like kosher, but 150 is fine. Anywhere between 150 to 200% is fine. Like, it's not like, oh my god, amazing, ridiculous magic find level, but it's enough that it's going to get you some pretty cool items, and you're fine with it. Got a nice shaft stop here. Take that shafty stoppy back to town.
Yeah, past like 250, the drop off is so much it barely changes like anything, like less than a tenth.
This charm is so sexy for somebody who might actually want to like build up their AR, but it's a grand charm and I'm having trouble finding a place to put it. Why? ahead and craft something real quick. That'll free up some space. Oh, thank you, Hyperion. Mr. NiNi is the best, without a doubt. He's not up here right now, though, because Cody's up here with me. Cody Brody.
You, champion.
Does anybody want a +3 fire skills sorceress amulet? A volcanic amulet. Amulet of the volcano. So new rune words is something that's always been a part of Diablo, and so it doesn't fundamentally change the game to add new rune words. As the game developed, you know, every single time it developed, it got new rune words every ladder, or like every major patch. Let's say every major patch. Because they would come in with a new patch, and they'd be like, oh yeah, by the way, we're dropping, you know, like 10 new rune words, or 7 new rune words, or however many they dropped each patch, because I think it was different every patch. Like, they had different numbers. But that's just part of the game, is having new rune words. They're pulling from existing rune word names. I'm not sure if you guys know that. But all the rune word names that they're pulling from already exist within the game files. There's basically like a an unused rune word like name list, and all of the rune words that they added in 2.4 were part of that list. So they were all already part of the list of rune word names that had been in the game for a long time. A couple of the rune words were already on the slate to be added. So Plague, for instance, which is a very, very nice rune word. A lot of people have been enjoying using the Plague rune word nowadays. That was one that was pretty much already planned. It wasn't as good as they made it, but even in its state, its previous state, before they changed it, it still would have been a really nice addition to the game. Such a weird amulet. +5 to minimum damage, +8 to energy, +50 to mana. All resistance is 18, and then it has level 5 inner sight charges. I wonder how much easier it would make killing Diablo having the inner sight charges. You alright up here, Zane?
Yeah, I don't need full HP.
It's a little spicy.
Wait, did I forget the other one at Disace? Or I did.
Here, let's try this amulet out, shall we?
Well, try my Warcry.
Here you go. Look, I'm gonna inner sight Diablo when he spawns. Let's see how much easier he is to hit. I mean, with I'm not running conviction. Hold on. There we go. That would help. Oh yeah. Oh, like ridiculously easier with inner sight. I've actually always wanted to see if I could maybe find like a kind of like a pair of gloves or something. Like maybe craft like some really nice bloods that have inner sight charges on them. Because it's just such a nice negative defense to have along with everything else. Especially since it's flat. And the flat actually stacks with the percents. So if you have like the -% on your weapon as well, it can come in handy.
You could get on your amulet craft,
Yeah.
but that's
Well, if I manage to get that on the amulet craft, that'll be awesome, right? But it's completely random. One change that I would like to see, which might be considered changing the Tyrannosaurus Rex as opposed to keeping him the same. It's kind of a small one, but I'd like to see charge items actually be kind of useful. Like, as it is right now, they have charge items kind of balanced precariously on the less useful side. Like, the majority of the charges are just too low level, especially when you consider in things like the synergy bonuses and things like that. Like, it's really difficult to actually have a charged skill that's actually useful. I'd like to see them go over the process of maybe revamping the charge skills so that the charge skills can actually be useful. Like, if an item has Holy Bolt charges on it, and you know for a fact that unless it's a paladin using the weapon, you know, maybe make it so that the Holy Bolt charges aren't so, like, absolutely useless. So that if you did use them on an Amazon or a sorceress or something, like, they might actually dish out some damage, or they might actually apply some healing. I mean, what would be the big, like, trouble of making a charge, for instance, like a level 20 Holy Bolt charge? Even at level 20, without synergies, Holy Bolt really doesn't do a lot of damage. And even if you were to use that on a paladin, it's not really potent, because a paladin can have, like, level 30 or 40, you know, Holy Bolt. So if they're building Holy Bolt, you know, they can obviously have a much higher level than that. And there's so many items in the game that are like that are very much so, like, the charges are just so low level that it doesn't even really matter. Like, woo, level 1 charged bolt. Like, yeah, who's actually ever going to use that? Probably nobody. And that's kind of the way a lot of the charge skills go in this game. But there is good potential for charge skills on some items, I feel like. If they made the charges high enough level and they put enough charges on the item, it could be useful. But one of the main issues besides the level is also the number of charges. A lot of the times the number of charges on the item is so low. Like, take for instance my multi-shot gloves that I'm hoarding and trying to find. 27 multi-shots? How long is that going to actually last me? Like, not very many. I mean, not very long. It's probably going to be like 5 minutes. I'll probably burn every single one of those multi-shot charges in like 5 minutes. So I'd like to see them revamp the level of the charges, and I'd like to see them revamp the number of the charges, because both of those, I think, could be adjusted slightly and make a lot of those charge skills a lot more useful.
I would try and get rid of charge skills and give it O skills with a capped level.
I don't know. O skills is kind of odd because it offers the ability for the person to cast it infinitely. Like, I feel like charges is good because it gives you, like, a temporary bonus, but I think they just, like, they really undersold it. It's really poorly done. O skills isn't as good because what happens is then you're a slave to all skills, which is kind of terrible.
No, that's what I mean. Like, how you gain the skill, but it's capped at a certain level. Like, you could have something like teleport level 1, which is one you'd obviously not want to give, really. But, like, say you got, like, a multi-shot, and just say multi-shot level 15 as an O skill.
One thing that could be really interesting, and this just gave me the idea, is what about an item that could potentially spawn with replenish charges? So, like, it slowly replenishes charges over a certain period of time. That could be a very interesting added mechanic. They could even turn it into a new rune word. Like, the rune word could be basically built around charges. Just, like, putting this item on enables all charge skills to regenerate, like, one charge every, like, 15 seconds or something like that. And it would open up a whole new world of builds, because there's all sorts of cool items that have really interesting charges, like Wisp Projector, which has the spirits on them, which a lot of people don't want to use because they constantly have to repair the spirits and they die all the time. Ethereal, no ED, unfortunately. Death Sentry, Shadow Warrior. It's kind of an interesting little trap assassin weapon. +1 assassin, and then it also has 20% increased attack speed, so it would allow you to cast your traps faster. It's got +1 Death Sentry, +1 Shadow Warrior, and +2 Fade. It could be a kind of an interesting mid-tier assassin, a trap assassin claw. Is anybody running a low B trap assassin? Need like a little fun little stat stick? Storm Scratch. I don't know. I think they could add some other interesting charges into the game too, which could really change the dynamic of things. And this is one that could be really interesting, and would probably have to have a very low number of charges. Just off the top of my head, is how I'm envisioning it. Is Holy Shield. Like they could make something like, I don't know, like level 5 Holy Shield with like 5 charges or something. And I guarantee you people would use it.
That would be broken.
Well, level 5 Holy Shield doesn't last very long. It's like
But-
it's like 120 seconds. You're talking about like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but the block speed is the main thing for that. Like that would break PvP. Everyone would just be max block.
It'd be a little bit difficult to balance that out if you got to cast it over and over again. I mean, that's like the first thing you do on your paladin is beef up your Holy Shield high enough that you can actually like maintain it without having to cast it every 5 seconds. The balancing equation there would be a very short duration with not really a lot of charges. Otherwise, in PvP, you'd be running back to town every 5 seconds to repair it. Or you'd have to keep a stash tab full of chipped gems and RAL/Ort runes to repair it.
Did you still want to make a Lionheart? I got a 3-socket Arcane here.
I've got a solution. It's a really silly solution. I don't know if I showed you my solution.
I heard about it, yes.
Here, there it is right there.
Put that to good use. I'll put that to good
Yay.
use. I can't carry anymore.
The worst use of the worst use of a jeweler's plate ever. At least it lets him use the sword.
Stay a while and listen.
I don't know, like inner sight charges. I feel like inner sight charges could be done better. As it is right now, I think like the highest inner sight you can get is like level 7 on a charged item, and it's so random. Like it always ends up being on something that you don't want it on. But I could totally see inner sight being something that melee characters would actually use. I mean, it's a lot like enchant. When you enchant yourself, you increase your attack rating. If you throw inner sight up, it makes it much easier to hit the targets because their defense is lower. So having an item in the game that has inner sight on it could be like game changing for a lot of melee characters, a lot of melee builds.
I think the only charge skills that are really used much are Teleport and Cloak of Shadows.
That's another skill that needs to be tweaked a little bit. Cloak of Shadows is nice though. The main issue with Cloak of Shadows, though, is the higher level it goes, the longer the recast time is. So you're like, if you level it up, you can't really spam it. You kind of have to keep it at a lower level so that you can actually utilize it. I kind of wish they'd changed a little bit so that you can actually recast it whenever you want.
Deceased dropped a decent charm.
Got a nausea staff. Talk about a teleport staff. Who was trying to get a teleport staff earlier? You still need a teleport staff? We keep getting Jade Talon drops, and they're all like garbage. I was trying to see if I could find one that had like a good stats, but like they keep rolling like 1/1 and like just awful stuff. What level am I? I'm level 96, Joe. I'm about halfway. I'm getting there. I might have to do a swap game after this. It's getting kind of redonkulous. Don't got enough room for everything. Alright, after I kill Diablo, I'm gonna pull open a swap game if you guys want to join. A jewel. Jewel. Like, here's another charge right here, level 7 Frost Nova. It's not, Frost Nova is never going to be useful as a charge, unfortunately. Not without synergies.
Yeah, I forgot about lower resist and those ones. Those are used a lot too.
Oh, interesting find. An ethereal spine ripper. I actually did a video on that recently, and I upgraded the ethereal version and sodded it. It was actually kind of good. I mean, it's got ITD and all sorts of other crazy stuff on it. And it's interesting because a lot of those items were made for necromancers, obviously, but ever since they swapped over the mastery, sword mastery, to include daggers, a lot of those have actually opened up as interesting options for like whirlwind barbarians and stuff.
That might be good for Iron Golem.
An ethereal one? You might want to upgrade it first if you're gonna do that. Alright. Normal. GGM swap password 16. You guys want to come in? I'm gonna drop a bunch of stuff on the ground. You guys are more than welcome to take what you need. Come on down. Here, look, there's a whole bunch of burning essences of terror. I know you guys want those. I've only been farming Diablo like non-stop for like days and days and days and days and days. I'm dropping stuff so fast you can't even see what I'm dropping. I got some pretty nice amulets too. I'm gonna drop those on the ground. Actually, I think one of those might have been my Pally amulet. Oh yeah, you're not getting that. Me. There's a Triangle's wing. There's a G-face. There's a gold wrap. There's a Bartok's cutthroat. A +2 barb with blocking, all res, lifesteal. +2 necromancer, faster cast, all res. +2 barb, faster cast, all res. +2 passive and magic, all res. I'm going to drop that really nice 12% fast hit recovery attack rating skiller on the ground if anybody wants that. Might as well roll my my Diablo small charm a couple times real quick. +1 maximum damage. Pathetic. It rolled as a 15 life. Low level dueler charm. It's a Raven Frost on the ground. An Arm of King Leoric on the ground. 5% MF small charm. Alright, I think that's everything I've got to drop. Suicide branch.
Wow, this bone wand, if that was lower resist instead of summon resist, that would be like amazing.
Yeah, it happens.
Even this is pretty good. I think I'm gonna keep this one though.
Oh yeah, where's those wizard spikes I had? Didn't I have 2 wizard spikes? Yeah, there we go. 1. Where's the other one? Or maybe I dropped the other one on the ground. I probably did.
Yeah, if this one had lower resist instead of summon resist, it would be worth multiple high runes.
Everything's pretty much slurped up. Slurpity slurpities. Alright, moving on. What number was I on? 50?
49 or 50, yeah.
Feedy. Feedy. Yeah. It's nice to get all the loot off your chest.
Hopefully it goes to good use.
Yeah, you always hope so, you know. Can never be sure. That's life.
Well, last time there was a new player that was picking up my crafted rings, like the ones that are really good but not quite good enough for me to keep, and he was selling to the vendor.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. Especially since in normal difficulty you get like 5,000 gold. Like, woo. Sometimes to kind of omit that, what I'll do is I'll just start dropping gold on the ground. Because a lot of the newer players who don't understand the value of gold, which is basically nothing, because like you can have millions and millions and millions and millions of gold, so like 5,000 gold is literally nothing. So when you start dropping giant piles of gold on the ground, it kind of like clicks in their head that, hey, the 5,000 gold that I'm getting for this item is basically garbage. I did have one time on stream, though, somebody did that. I got really pissed. It was like something stupid, too. Like, I think it was, we were doing a new character day. And, you know, during new character days, everybody has new characters. So, obviously, you need equipment. Like, that's kind of the thing. Like, you deck out your new characters with equipment. And, I literally went to one of my mules that I knew had a bunch of items for newer characters. And I deliberately, you know, pulled out all my new character equipment and dropped it on the ground. And I'm like, pick up what you need. And it's like, anything you don't need, I'll just pick it back up, put it on the mule for the next time. And, dude literally just started picking up every single item and selling them to NPC. So ever since then, I've literally just like, before I even drop the items, I always drop like big old piles of gold first, so people aren't idiots and take the items and sell them to NPC. I mean, it's something that a gold find barbarian can do with quite ease.
Yeah, I can get gold pretty quick.
And a lot of those lower level characters, they can't hold very much gold. So you drop a big old pile on the ground, it's going to take them like 15 minutes to pick it all up. 10k at a time.
Wee doggy.
Oh, no problem, Dan. Glad I could be of assistance. That Bone Hue was a very interesting find. Maybe not the most amazing item in the world, but certainly a very interesting one. Bone Hue will still beat out DPS-wise a lot of other weapons. Unless you have, obviously, an ethereal version of that weapon as well. Plus it has 2 sockets, and you can kind of customize it a little bit, which is pretty cool. Any of those like weapons like Honsudan Yari and stuff like that that are customizable are pretty cool to get your hands on.
Yeah, I found a Rune Master the other day, but it was 4 socket.
Yeah, it's Rune Master's a weird one. That thing gets up really high damage though. Like if you find a F with perfect ED and you throw like 1540s in it, it's rather interesting. Talking about interesting, what an interesting little amulet. 27% magic find with 40% cold resistance. And it's only level 19 requirement. It's kind of... I wouldn't have expected 40%. Or is it a 40% single resistance would have been only level 19. It seems really low.
Yeah, a lot of the affixes are actually pretty low.
A G-Face is a good helm for mercenaries. I like to throw a 15% IAS jewel in the G-Face. It really tops off the helmet. Really makes it into like a top tier helmet.
Yeah, I got a 1523 ED on mine, but I'm looking to get a jam for one.
It's nice not to have to worry about cannot be frozen from other sources.
Well, like I can't use Ravenfrost for Corpse Shatter.
What about Death's two-piece combo?
Well, I can get a Trang's Belt, but then Trang's Belt isn't that bad. I could use that, but I don't have one right now.
Well, that's why I recommend Death's. I was saying Death's two-piece, because Death's two-piece is kind of better than Krang's. If you're a melee character, anyway.
No, you cannot beat laying on the hands.
I don't know, it has 30% IAS, whereas Laying of Hands only has 20. And then on top of that, you get Cannot Be Frozen, you get All Res, you get 70, is that 75% poison length reduction?
No, it's the damage versus demons.
Yeah, it's just off weapon ED though.
Yeah, it's still like a 30% damage increase for me.
Steel. Gnats. One socket gnats. Yuck. Yeah, a little bit of lifesteal goes a long way. Especially with all the penalties that mercenaries are under. Or mercenaries.
I'm starting to think your mercenaries enchant is just global.
I don't know. I mean, I'm teleporting around, you're teleporting around. Maybe there's opportunities where, like, we're close enough together where it counts.
No, like as soon as I entered chaos, I was like 10 screens away and I see it pop up.
Superior Ghost Spear. 5 sockets. 13% enhanced. Wow. That would make a really, really sexy obedience for a an Amazon. Hmm. Hmm. Another nauseous. Anybody else need a teleport staff? Anybody going once? Going twice? Sold to the man with a donkey mask. That would make such a nice high damage obedience too. Yeah, durabilities need a rework too. I was talking about that the other day. They really need to do something about some of these like extremely low durability items. Like durability should never be so punishing that literally you would rather use an item that is inferior just because it has better durability. Like you need to, like even if you do want to use durability as a balancing mechanic, which is fine, you still have to make it usable. Like you have to make it livable. And a lot of these items are, their durability is literally so low that they're not even workable. Especially like daggers and spears. I've noticed like specifically daggers and spears have like the worst durability ever. Some as low as like 18 durability on a dagger, like to the point where literally if you use the dagger in any kind of combat, like it's broken in like 1 or 2 encounters.
Well, Dusk Shroud only has 20 durability, and if I'm not using my shield on my barb, in melee it breaks so quickly.
I mean, and certain armors having really low durability is fine, but like you need to scale it up. Like if the ancient armor, for instance, is your highest durability item, you know, how much durability is that? And then let's take that durability and then let's use that as our model for like what we consider to be high durability, right? And then offset it to the other items. So like, okay, if 300 durability is high durability, then a Dusk Shroud should be like, you know, 75, not 20. Like, I swear they just, like, were giggling and laughing sometimes about some of this stuff. They're like, let's make the durability as low as humanly possible. +2/+2 Seraphim. That's an interesting find. I was actually using that on a build recently. If you want to make a really nice regeneration character.
Didn't our support Powie needed a 2/2?
He just needs a 2/2?
I think he needs one, yeah.
Well, I just found a 2/2. There's a mighty scepter. Nice Heaven's Light. I've actually got one sitting in a stash.
I can't carry anymore.
What's the stats on it?
It's 2 sockets, which is the good one. So it didn't roll 1. It's +2, which I think it rolls as high as +3, doesn't it?
I think so.
So I think it rolled bad on the plus the skills, which is the one that everybody looks for. It usually needs to roll +3 and 2 sockets. It's not bad in with +2 though. It's just not optimal.
Well, if you get the 2 sockets, it's still good for an Uber Spider. XP Shrine by the waypoint if you missed it.
Where is it?
The Chaos waypoint.
Okay. I'll head back and grab it before I kill Diablo. There's another thing people pass up all the time is like normal difficulty boots. If you're in hell difficulty, there's no such thing as normal difficulty boots. Like every pair of boots that drops has the possibility of rolling like tri-res, faster run walk, like everything in the world. Like it doesn't matter what quality the boots are. Like don't walk by, leather boots or boots or like chain boots or anything like that. Pick them up. Same thing with gloves. The gloves also have the possibility of rolling some amazing stats.
Also belts.
Yes, and belts, boots, and gloves can all be upgraded, by the way. So, even if they're rare. So if you happen to find like a really godlike pair of boots, but they have like 4 defense on them or something, that's okay. I just found a really nice large charm.
What's on it?
5 max or 5 max 36 attack rating.
It's not bad.
Zetame hook. Somebody told me once the way they watched me, said you pick up so many items and identify them. So many more than I ever would. I'm just over here like, because they're good. Like, there's a really good possibility they could be really good.
Well, a lot of magic items, the chances are so damn small. But like, I have the best probably BO helm on ladder because I picked up magic helmets.
Oh yeah, I mean I pick up stuff too all the time. It's just I very rarely ever get what I'm looking for. It's unfortunate. I mean I've been looking for instance like 320s for quite some time, and I haven't found any 320s. And somebody's like 320s are common. They're all over the place, and I'm like, still haven't found a pair. Not a single pair of 320s. And I'm talking about like martial arts, passive and magic, Javazon, like any of the 320s. Oh, I accidentally clicked on the EXP shrine, great. And immediately cursed. Punk face. I'm convinced that when people tell me something is common and I've never seen it, that, like, it has to be getting duped. Because I'll play like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week sometimes, literally, and never find anything. Like, I mean, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but like during the first launch of Ladder, I literally streamed like, some of my streams were like 18 hours. Like, and most of them were like bare minimum 12 hours. Like every day. Like day after day, and I picked up every single pair of blue gloves I found, and still never came across any 320s.
All the 320s come from shop bots.
I mean, Shopbot could very well be the reason why they're common.
Because you go into a nightmare and you shop the Anya portal, just hop in and out. Takes about like an hour on average to find one in single player, and there's a longer portal delay in online.
So my hunch was basically correct, that it was not legitimate.
Yeah, they pretty much all bought it.
Ugh. Dog just farted and it was nasty. Kirk, I'm at level 96. I'm halfway to 97. Halfway there. Sounds like a song.
Actually, the easiest way to tell if you got botted gloves is if they're 320s in a gauntlet base, because that's pretty much what most of them spawn as.
I mean, shopping them is fine if you're going to do it legitimately, but I really doubt that the majority of them have been done legitimately. Just always comes back to literally you can't find them.
Yeah, finding them from a drop is extremely rare. But yeah, if you wanted to, you can easily manually shop them, and it'll take a day or two.
Yeah, I know. I've sat there trying to shop items before. It's luck based. I mean, sometimes you can get away with it and you'll get one like after 10, 20 minutes, and sometimes you'll spend the entire day at it and still not frickin' find it. I know, because I've shopped staves and wands and all sorts of things. It's literally just you walking in and out of town over and over again to get the item. I got time for shopping. I gotta level up my character. I got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time for that. Well, I went on outside to get me some cold pop.
$320s. I was probably going to try and find some +3 passive 20% IAS gloves. Where my my tank is on. Things that people don't normally shop either, so it's not something that people normally have. They're like passives. Ew. Who wants passives? I get a lot of compliments on my voice. Not to sound smug or anything. I used to never pay attention to them either. I'd be like, eh, whatever, your mom's a hoe. But you know, when enough people say something, eventually you're like, maybe they're right. I don't know, like, might possibly be. I got your back, Merkelurk. You're dead, Diablo. Bye. We had one time, Zan, literally we had like 3 people doing this, and one person did Infector of Souls, one person did Grand Visor of Chaos, and one person did Lord Decease, and literally like Diablo was spawned like in like 3 seconds. Like we just all teleported over to our little sections and Diablo was up. That was it. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty good if you have enough people in here.
Well, that's why I was thinking, and this was my idea, was we had we could just like get like an 8-man bail run And then 3 people in the 8-man Bale run could be like level 95 pluses that are trying to hit 99 or whatever. And like we could just go seal pop Diablo. And Diablo's EXP split between 3 people in an 8-man isn't bad at all. And that way we'd be able to kill Diablo literally like fast enough to get back to help out with the Bale waves. And then we'd get the Bale EXP as well. So, you know, nice little trifecta combo there. Oh Lord, they sees.
Yeah, I just figured out my portal again.
You forgot your portal?
Well, to hit the thingy switch.
I am overburdened.
It happens.
Sometimes it's so hard to click on the seal.
Well, Lord Deceases in particular has always been bugged. Supposedly they fixed it, but it's not.
Oh no, no, they never fixed it.
They said they fixed
The infector one. Yeah, they say a lot of things.
it. They're like, we fixed it, but you didn't fix it though.
No, the bad one is infector. Like all those big bloodlords, they just cover it up so well.
Yeah, I'm still going, Chunky.
I can't carry anymore.
Seeing Offspring at self-esteem. I'm afraid you've got the wrong guy if you think I know titles of songs and stuff. Maybe if you were here in real life, you could hum a few bars for me, and I'd be like, oh yeah, that song. Two-socket headhunter.
I can't.
Frickin' Centurion. Sexiest little low-level armor. We're gonna drop this stuff in a free game real quick. There's almost invariably always somebody in the free games. Hey, another Krent Vomir. I'll take that.
Still a lot of stuff in there.
What, in the free game?
Yeah.
I mean, not really. It's just free. It's the game name. It's always up. Like as long as I've ever played Diablo, the free game has always been up.
Oh, I thought you meant the swap.
Oh no, I didn't check this one. I figured the swap was down by now. Oh, I should have dropped that Nord's tenderizer in there too. I might have to hop off here soon. Cody is farting with extreme ferocity. I think he might have to go to the bathroom. They're getting worse smelling every single time.
That would be a good indicator.
You know. My brother's wife, Amanda, she always used to say, a fart is just a turd whistling for clearance. Oh. Alright, Grandfather of Chaos. He's actually putting out a little bit of damage there. I mean, it was still handleable, but like I was actually watching my HP go down for once. I was like, oh wow, he's actually hitting.
Yeah, sometimes the easy monsters can still do it a good bit.
Well, him in particular, he's just always like so. Oh, another winged axe. Non-ethereal this time. A non-ethereal lacerator. Now Chunks is going for Bailey Aliotz and free. Chunks usually joins me and he's like running bail. By the time I kill Diablo, bails up. Nice little Nasher hand axe. It's a fun one to make your golem out of because it has 50% open wounds and 20% crushing blow. Upgrade it once too for a little bit of extra DPS. Super dead, super dead, super dead, super dead, super dead, super dead. Zanasha. What's up, Bailey Alio? A ring and a belt.
It's kind of okay. Manually train.
I was just talking about Cody. He's farting. I was probably going to take him downstairs in a minute. The rune grip. The grip of the rune. It's actually not bad. 5% bonus to attack rating with attack rating. 6% mana steal. A little bit of dex. It's not like super duper amazing, but it's interesting. He's just sleeping. He's sleep farting. He doing them sleep farts. This crazy thing. I'm kind of curious. Like a really silly build revolving around the Bone Slayer Gothic Blade or Gothic Axe. Like, could you potentially like solo Ubers while not even attacking? I mean, if you think about it, like if you stood there in the center of all the Ubers, there's a lot of monsters hitting you. Like, so 50% chance to cast level 20 Holy Bolt can be pretty massive damage if you have a lot of monsters hitting you all at the same time. The only difficulty would be somehow making the character tanky enough that he could stand there and take the damage. Like, you'd probably have to go like 95% all resists along with it. And then probably as much HP as you could get. Maybe with like regeneration auras. I don't know. It'd be interesting to try. And then just like stand right in the middle of everything, just wailing on you, watching holy bolts like shooting everywhere. Fully synergized, of course.
There's a passive Sork build, isn't there?
Yeah, it's kind of the same idea, but with pride using the firewall. I mean, if you really wanted to, like, just really lean into the holy bolts just for the lulz, though, you could put on Principle, Laying of Hands, and use the Bone Slayer blade all at the same time. And then, like, max out Zeal and, like, attack rating or something and just run around zealing everything to death. You'd be a raw sponge, but you certainly would be shooting out a lot of holy bolts. And the ones coming out of the weapon would do a lot of damage. I imagine level 20 Holy Bolt fully synergized should be some pretty heavy hitting stuff. Maybe even throw a jaw rune into the weapon just so you can have ITD so you don't miss. Ouchie. That was a lot of damage, Lord Daisies.
I am overboard.
Hey, Gladiator's Bane.
I can't carry anymore.
See if the rolls are good. Gladiator's Bane. Alright, so we want 2020. That's what we're looking for. 2020. We got 168, which is a middling roll in the defense. Actually, more toward the bottom. 1816. Meh. It's kind of a meh Gladiator's Bane. It's not terrible, but it's not great either.
I can't carry anymore.
Alright, I think I'm gonna head out. So I gotta take Cody downstairs so we can go to the bathroom. Plus, I'm still tired from night shift. Ugh. I was thinking about running some older games on Thursdays just for the fun of it. I don't know if you guys are interested. I was thinking of doing like, I don't know, like Throwback Thursday or something, or I don't know what I'd call it exactly. But like maybe run like Diablo 1 someday, or maybe like some older games like Mech Warrior or some crap. I don't really know exactly what, but it could be fun. Maybe I'll put a vote up for some suggestions of some old school games to play. Play some Team Fortress 1. Let's go. I don't know if I can get Mech Warrior to run. I've actually tried to get Mech Warrior to run back in the day, but I can maybe look around again and see if I can find anything new. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the chat donations and the memberships, all of it. I really appreciate it. And as always,